Did you guys ride with me on those props from Monday Night Football? Because my God, what that could have been. We hit on DeAndre Swift over rushing yards. That was pretty easy, right? We saw that game plan shaping up before the game started. We talked about it. We hit late on DK Metcalf over longest reception, but we were on the DeAndre Swift anytime touchdown at plus 183. By the time the line on that closed, it was plus 150 pretty much everywhere. I'm sitting there screaming at the TV. How many times does this guy go down at he went down at the 1 yard line 3 times in the first half. And I'm just thinking, like, my God, we had it. We didn't, because it didn't hit. I mean, look, we went 2 or 3 on props, and one of them was a plus 183 touchdown. But Swift should have fallen in the end zone. Shit, we could have bet 2 touchdowns in that game, and in another world, we hit. But that's okay. I'm glad you guys are with me. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas with all of that coming up. And just so you know, if you're looking for my picks for every game video, I did separate for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You can find them right here on the Odd Shopper homepage if you haven't done so yet. But anyway, we got Thursday Night Football. Rams laying 3.5 points. You can find that on FanDuel against the Saints today, 46-point total. I got a side. I got a prop. And while I don't have a touchdown prop that usually, I give you a touchdown prop that I feel great about, I don't have one today that's going to give you, like, I'm not giving you, Cooper Kupp touchdowns. You can do that on your own. So I have a wild one for you. I suggest you stay tuned for that and let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments with your favorite plays for today. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it. Oh, and last thing before we do, as always, guys, treat yourself to a Christmas present. If you're in New Jersey, Virginia, Ohio, Colorado, Iowa, Kentucky, or Louisiana, Bet365 is still running it. I don't know how long they will be, but they're still running Bet5. Get $150 in bonus bets. A little something so where even if you lose on tonight's games or this week, or you don't get the gifts you were looking for in Christmas, you still got $150 coming your way. Here's all you do. Simple as this. Link is in the description or in the pinned comment. Click the link, sign up, deposit 10, bet only $5 of that 10. And whether you win or lose, $150 in bonus bets that you certainly didn't have ahead of time are going to be injected straight into your account to use on whatever the hell you want. So check it out. Links down there if you're trying to collect. Must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you or someone who has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's get into it. All right, so the Rams 3.5 point favorites here. This is kind of a funny game because the Saints outside of Michael Thomas are getting healthier. They get Taysom Hill back last week, and Jamal Williams has been used more. Chris Olave's healthy now. But here's one of the things that kind of stands out to me, and we'll talk about this with a prop as well. The Saints have not faced good teams this year. 10 of the 14 teams the Saints have faced are 500 or below. And then the other teams that they've faced, you got the Lions, who they went down 21-0 too early. You faced the Indianapolis Colts, whatever, right? They're 8-6, but still, they're a well-coached team. They're not stellar, though. You faced who else was it? Oh, Jaguars. That's a good team, and they lost to them. Remember that Thursday Night Football? They kept it close late, but that was out of hand early. And they faced Houston. They lost to Houston. So they lost to Houston. They lost to Jacksonville. They lost to Detroit. They did beat the Colts in Indy, but that was a strange game. On the other hand, the LA Rams have had some tough games. Hell, they just took the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore to overtime. By the grace of God, we covered on that teaser play, but we almost didn't, right? Even though we teased them down 6 points, talking about the Ravens. They smoked Washington last week. That was garbage time from Jacoby Brissett. That game was out of reach. They beat Cleveland 36-19. They smoked Arizona. They beat Seattle. That's the last 5 weeks. I mean, they faced tougher teams and they beat up on everyone they faced recently. The Rams are rolling, okay? And when they don't beat up on a team, they're losing in overtime to a team in the AFC and the Baltimore Ravens, who are right now projected to get the number 1 seed and a bye. So yeah, I think laying 3.5, particularly on FanDuel, you get the 3.5, get inside under the 4, makes some sense today. Yes, the Saints have some weapons in Olave, and I love Alvin Kamara. We'll talk about him in a second. They've got some players. Rashid Shaheed's a good deep threat. The defense isn't bad. But on the other, but they're a poorly coached team. It's hard to bet on Dennis Allen, even as a 3.5 point dog. They make mistakes. You never know what you're getting from that team. They find ways to shoot themselves in the foot with turnovers. Derek Carr isn't great. And then on the other side, Matthew Stafford, if he just doesn't make mistakes, you have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua on the outside. You have Kyron Williams, who has been phenomenal. For those of you fantasy players and DFS players out there, this guy's 5th in fantasy points at his position, and he missed 4 games on the IR. He's 2nd in fantasy points per game behind only Christian McCaffrey this year. So he's been a revelation ever since they let go of Cam Akers. And the defense has been good too. They can get pressure on Carr. I'm laying the 3.5 here on the Rams at home. They've just looked too good lately for me to ignore that. And if you're betting on the Saints, that means you're also betting on Dennis Allen over Sean McVay. And by God, do I have a tough time doing that. All right, let's take a look at some props here. I will take you over to our wonderful EV tool at OddsShopper that has served us so well in the past. And you know, it's funny because I love nothing more than when something I'm already looking at lines up on the Plus EV tool, because what it means is that the odds that I'm getting are already better than the true odds, right? So like this Alvin Kamara prop today, I like a lot. I already bet it. I expect it to move. So if you're watching early, get in on it. If you lose, but you got closing line value, deal with it. It's a good play. 6% EV, okay? The highest OS rating, that's how our rating system works on OddsShopper. True odds are minus 126 on this. We're getting it at minus 110. Pinnacle, the sharpest book out there, minus 132 to the over on 32.5 receiving yards. We're getting over 29.5 receiving yards on Alvin Kamara. And I should mention, a little Christmas gift from us to you. We figured we'd do one last one. And then for a while, we're not going to have any promos running whatsoever. But it's the holiday season. You're getting 33% off all of our tools at OddsShopper. Just make sure to use the promo code GIFT, GIFT, at checkout to unlock that 33% off a week or a month. The EV tool, market-based approach, all the sports that you can think of, you see it right here, how it works. It's going to build your bankroll. You're never going to just give money away to the books because you're betting the wrong lines, and we're going to give you the true odds compared to what you're getting. Our expert picks page, which is awesome. I've already got some up there right now that you won't find on YouTube, and our premium Discord with all the experts, all the guys you love on this channel, and a great community just like you guys out there. So 33% off. If you do it for the week, that's less than $10. If you do it for the month, it's $1 a day. Link in the description and in the chat for that. We'd love to have you guys come join the community. It's the last promo we'll be running for a while, and Merry Christmas. But anyway, back to Alvin Kamara. I love when it lines up because another thing about Kamara is that in the games they've lost this year, and they could definitely fall behind early, Alvin Kamara has gone over this number in all of them, okay? He's also gone over in over 29.5 receiving yards in 9 of the 11 games he's played. Now, I know what some of you might say. Yeah, but Dave, the Rams don't allow a lot of receiving yards to running backs. You're right, but go look at their schedule. I'm not saying they're not good at holding running backs to low receiving totals. They have not faced a lot of teams that utilize their running backs out of the backfield like the Saints do in the passing game. Not to mention that the Saints, ran over Carolina and the Giants last 2 games. But when they're playing from behind, these are 7, 8, 12, 14 target games for Alvin Kamara. I think you could get over this 29.5, especially if they're playing from behind. It's a spot I really like. It's a spot our tools have as the #1 bet for tonight's game, 6% EV on FanDuel specifically at minus 110. Let's do it. All right, and then the last one I want to get to, I told you guys I'd have something fun heading into Christmas. I don't have any touchdown. I'm not just going to give you garbage picks because I have to, right? But if you want to just leave the reservation entirely and go wild, Jimmy Graham anytime touchdown, 6-1 on FanDuel. Now it's funny too because Pinnacle has this at plus 420, DraftKings at plus 500, BetMGM and FanDuel were at plus 600 here. He has a touchdown in 3 straight games. He is not playing a lot. But the only time they use him, the only time the Saints use Jimmy Graham is in the red zone. He has 5 targets over his last 3 games. 4 of them are inside of the 20. 3 of them are inside of the 10. No one else has more than 1 inside the 10. And 2 of them are inside the 5. He's the only player on the team with goal line targets this over the last 3 weeks. So I'm talking sprinkle on this, not a lot, please. But say you're signing up on BetMGM, you got that Bet365, you got that $5 bet, throw it on a Jimmy Graham anytime touchdown. You're getting your money one way or the other. If you've got some bonus bets or you want to sprinkle 10, 15 bucks on this or whatever it is that you're comfortable with, Jimmy Graham anytime TD, let's make it 4 games in a row. Alvin Kamara over 29.5, and the Rams -3.5. Guys, if I don't see you back until next week, if you're not in our Discord, if you're not on Twitter, I'm at Loughy_D, by the way, LOUGHY_D. Have a great Christmas. Happy holidays. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you back here for the next one. Peace.